Well, welcome to tonight's show. You're with Tom, Brian and Steve, and we are from the Sidelines. We've decided to come back. These guys have convinced me to come back for another year. 2024, gentlemen. We're going to start all over again. We're going to annoy all these people.
Year of the Eagle, 2024.
Well, hang on. You're saying the Year of the Eagle. Barry says Year of the Dragon.
Well,
he probably wants a chook.
Chinese.
But Barry would be happy if the Dragons didn't finish last.
That's true. That's true. Mind you, I did go to the Charity Shield with him this year, and he wasn't happy.
That's as good
It started out well.
That's as good as they're going to
Tonight
get.
started really good when they ran on. From there on. So, as we do it every time this year, we are going to start talking about the NRL that's coming up. Obviously, we're going to have a chat about things. We're going to try and change things up a bit. You'll see we've got a slightly different set, and we're going to add a few things. We had a bit of a technical issue. We were going to put a PowerPoint up as well.
Yeah, right about here.
Right
Right here, yes.
But anyway, so it's either you see us or we weren't going to do the show at all, and we knew that everybody would want to see us, right?
With heads for radio.
Yeah, we do.
So turn the picture off and just listen to the sound if you.
Well, that's okay because you can watch us on podcasts.
Right.
No, you can't.
Spotify.
You can listen to us on podcasts.
On Spotify.
On Spotify.
Yes, that's right.
So, we've just been bantering here about who's going to win the grand final, and guess what? We all think our teams are going to win, and probably none of us are going to be anywhere close. Yeah.
Please.
And the other thing is, I think in the past we've tried, gentlemen, to be unbiased. I think this year, what the heck? Let's just be as biased as anything, and let everyone out there be as biased as anything.
You too on the Facebook page.
No,
Yes.
I still will be unbiased, as I am the only unbiased one.
Oh, please. But a few ground rules. We like to have a bit of fun on this show. We like to have a bit of banter. Nothing is personal. We don't attack. We don't abuse. We try not to swear. So for when you're watching and when you're responding on Facebook, we'd ask you to keep the same civility. And we just have a bit of fun. We try not to take it too far. We laugh at each other. We laugh at ourselves, and we go from there.
Yeah, some people are worthwhile laughing at. Look at that.
Well, especially when they wear those jerseys.
Well, I wanted to say you've just come back from COVID, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
And I had COVID a couple of weeks ago, but he's got a permanent vermin infestation that he can't get rid of.
I'm pure. I don't have COVID.
No, but you've got a permanent vermin infestation.
This is protecting me.
Oh yeah, right.
Please.
It protects everybody who wears it. Hey, guess what, gentlemen? We're going to Vegas.
We are.
Well, we're not going to Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Viva Las Vegas.
How cool. So,
I'm excited.
why are you
There
excited?
are some naysayers out there, though. There are some naysayers.
Who?
One of our regulars is a very big naysayer about the Vegas experiment. But yeah, I'm pumped.
Seriously, what could go wrong? I mean, whew. And I say that with all due respect to the NRL. What could go wrong? No. But seriously, if it doesn't work, and we try for another couple of years and we get no crowds, is it that big a deal? Really?
I think it's generated an incredible amount of hype, which
great.
is really good for the game.
Yep.
And the potential. I mean, Volandis is a creature of his own. I mean, he stands apart as an administrator because he's a visionary.
Yep.
And look, he might not have had everything work, but I think this has been ambitious. It's been bold, and if it comes off, it will put the game in an incredibly strong position.
Yes.
And it might also then grow a game in a country outside of Australia that could, do anything in the future. They're even talking, as probably people have read about, they're even talking about an American league they might even call NRL America, with the 10-team competition. The Rock Johnson, they're asking him to take on a franchise. There's a whole lot of incentives going on.
But they already have a small competition over there anyway. So
they probably need a lot of support.
Yeah. And look, let's face it, they're not going to take the America by storm, and they're not going to overtake NFL or anything,
or NBA or anything like that. No.
But you know what? I think there's a market for the game, and like I say, what have we got to lose? Give it a try. It's an experiment.
Yeah. And I think in the end, Volandis is saying, my responsibility is the Australian competition. I think he's intimated in the papers that if he can get a percentage of the American market, albeit small and insignificant to them, if that actually helps the Australian market thrive and have a dominance, that's what he's really after. Honestly, he wants to generate money to keep the NRL really, really strong in the future.
Yep.
And can't be a bad thing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
100%.
Wow, Brian agreed with me.
I know.
Well, yeah, I don't agree it's about crowds. I think it's about gambling. But apart from that,
of course.
It's not.
I think it's both.
60,000 people show up. They 100,000 people show up.
Mm-hmm.
They go, great game, walk away, and never look at it again until the next year. That's nothing. However, they get 1% of the gambling market over there. We're in. That's why it's in Las Vegas.
Of course it is.
Of course it is. That's why they've committed to 5 years.
That's right. And let's call it what it is. It's exactly why
they're also trying to get games on
a
high-profile platform, Fox platform, and that has the potential to increase interest in the game.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, the first game, gentlemen, is Sea Eagles. Yeah, you sit back.
Talk about it.
Sea Eagles and the Rabbitohs opening the season in Vegas.
Yep.
Brian,
Yeah.
you versus me.
You versus me.
You versus me.
Far out. That's
So let's not even talk to each other. Tom, who's going to win?
Look, I'm sorry, Steve, but I've got to be on the Sea Eagles here.
Why?
I just think that they've bought well in the off season, and I think Luke Brooks is going to be very, very significant to that team if Tom can stay healthy. They've also increased their depth in the backs, albeit with players that you don't particularly like. But I think you've got depth now, and you've had a lot of injuries over the years, and you've really struggled with depth. I think that depth problem has been improved. And I can't say the Rabbitohs have changed too much. In fact, they've lost Whiten, who can't play. I don't think they've really changed their squad significantly. And I can't see them being...
But you're basing that on their collapse last year. You're presuming that...
Well, you've got to think about what happened last year and what they're bringing into this season.
No, I think last year was an anomaly that won't happen again.
Well, you might be right, but if you take...
No, I am.
If you take if you take last year's form into this season, this team has enhanced its team. Yours hasn't.
Who have they
on that
enhanced?
basis?
Who's Manly enhanced?
Well, they're going to have a fit Tommy. For how long we don't know.
Well, but that's not
Let's
enhanced.
hope
He's
he makes
always
at least
been
80
there.
minutes.
Well, he wasn't there last year. Or the year before.
And Luke Brooks.
And I think Luke Brooks will be really good because he's no longer leading the team. He can let Sherry Evans guide them around and he can play his natural game. I think that will be really, really big for the team.
So, hang on. Just a question for you. You say who have we bought?
Yeah.
So, we bought your mate Jackson Paulo.
Mm-hmm.
I must admit.
Hang on.
Can I just say?
First grader, really.
The only Souths player I've ever heard Steve bag, Jackson Paulo.
And he was pretty good for us.
So we bought Jackson.
Well, he wasn't that good. You didn't keep him.
But we couldn't fit him in.
Yeah, they got Dom Young and the other wingers.
Yep.
So hang on. You say who did we buy? Well, our team has included Jackson Paulo, Luke Brooks, Corey Waddell, Nathan Brown. That's 4 out of our starting 17 that we've refreshed.
Okay, but hang on.
Yeah.
Waddell and Brown weren't wanted by 2 or 3 other clubs.
Did you see Nathan Brown in the pre-season?
Yes, I did.
His offloading was sensational.
So hang on. But the question is, who did you guys get? Who's new in your team?
Sean Kepi.
Sean Kepi.
No. The team that's playing.
Okay, right.
Sean Kepi, the bloke who couldn't crack it at first grade at Manly. I think
Who
that's
is going to be a superstar at the Bunnies. All right, let's go on to round game 2, which is the Roosters and the
so
Broncos.
who's going to win? Oh, well, it's probably a moot point, isn't it? Yeah.
Tom's going to win the game.
So I get the casting vote. All right.
You get the casting vote.
Okay.
Roosters and Broncos in the second game.
I'm nervous about this.
I would think you should be.
We're bad starters. We weren't that great against second grade Sea Eagles team in the preseason. And the Broncos, I think, looked pretty polished. Well, they actually it was their B grade team as well. But I think that they're going to hit the ground running, and it's going to be tough. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us. What do you think?
I think Bronx, and I think only because they they will start the year strong with a point to prove after going down in last year's grand final.
Yeah, I think there's a bit in that too.
You guys are slow starters. I don't see a lot of change in that team at the moment, and we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I think I'm on the Broncos as well.
And that's predictable and understandable. That's okay.
So there you go. We all agree.
We all agree.
I don't want to agree.
Tom does agree, just doesn't want to admit it.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, so gentlemen, we just recently had the World Club Challenge.
We did.
Brian?
Sorry?
Why?
Oh, seriously? It's the most...
By the way, Wigan beat Penrith 16-12.
Yes.
Did they?
We'll talk about that.
Let me just say, if you thought our bunker and referees were atrocious, mate, they're gold. They're gold compared to those guys.
Yeah.
I could not believe how... Take nothing away from Wigan, all right? The good players, so I've heard Billy Slater, I said good, I don't know, said recently, it takes a good 3 or 4 weeks before a club is ready for football. We play the English side when they've been playing tough football, and the only thing that beat Penrith, apart from the atrocious refereeing, was the fact that Wigan were actually mentally tough. They've been playing. They've been in the game for a month.
Yep.
And really, that showed. They, I thought they were mentally stronger. They had, I guess you'd call it a will to win. I don't know. The Penrith were off, and that's understandable. It's their first game of the season. They didn't even play a trial.
Yeah. Like I said, because it's in the text, I think you're underestimating Wigan as well, because decisions aside and preparation aside, Wigan showed themselves last year to be a very, very good team. Defensively, they give you nothing, and they've got incredible strike. I mean, French has found his mojo in the Super League. He won Man of Steel last year.
Yes.
Jai Field, who was a bit part player for the Dragons and couldn't get a go, he's been a sensational find in fullback.
But that quite often happens when players go over to England and they find their feet.
For sure.
In what's probably a slightly lesser competition.
Absolutely it is. But Wigan have been an exceptional team, and they're well coached. And Harry Smith, he's the England captain, and he's England halfback. He would fit in any club over here. He's an exceptional halfback. So look, they had a lot of firepower. They're a good team. They defended really, really well. And yes, probably. I mean, I came in at 60 minutes in because I forgot that it was on. Woke up, had my breakfast. I had to go out, watch the last 20 minutes, and from that point there was no score after that. And I just thought Wigan had held them out.
So picking up on Brian's point, where they didn't play a trial.
Yep.
They didn't.
I think that's a mistake.
They should have. I mean, when it wasn't Wigan, it was St Helens that came out here last year. They played a game against the Dragons before they played the Panthers.
Yep.
It was a mistake to not play a trial of some sort.
Did Panthers play a trial last year before they played St Helens?
Nope.
I don't know.
Nope.
Yeah. Is that cocky?
Which they also lost, by the way.
It's not. I don't know. I mean, it's a strategy that hasn't obviously worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, look, I don't know, and yeah, look.
Do we want to talk about the Howlers?
Oh.
So I know one.
Or is enough being said?
The try that wasn't a try. It was.
There's no way that was a
foot
try.
Off the line.
He was a foot off the line, and then he picked up the ball to
promote
it anyway.
Yeah, there was
and I'm not even convinced he reached the line.
I don't think he did
either. No.
So I get it that the referee's got to make a decision, but he called that a try. And what I don't get is if the bunker's there and they're saying we need conclusive evidence that he didn't get to the line. I'm going, he didn't get to the line.
Yeah,
it was short.
It was as clear as day for anybody else who was watching it.
Yep,
but the exact same circumstance where, and I thought, okay, because I don't watch a lot of English rugby league, I thought, all right, well, the benefit of the doubt must go to the attacking team. I thought, all right, well, you know what? That's actually pretty fair. That's an interesting way to do it. Then the Panthers get over the line in the dying minutes.
Dying second.
And he goes, no try.
Oh, but there's no
Be-
way he
because
got
the
that.
ref said no try.
Because
He
the ref
didn't-
said no try.
Yeah.
That ball was closer to getting over the line, on the ground, over the line than the first
Yeah,
one.
no, I'd never have a problem with that because I actually thought Liam Moore, the referee, was in a position to see arms under the ball, and he didn't think that it was a try.
Yeah.
But the fact that the bunker couldn't see it, and then still,
Yeah.
and that was the glaring discrepancy.
and maybe that's the problem with the ref going up as a try.
Well, this is
right?
where the problem is. The ref saying, yes, I think it's a try. No, it's not a try because they have to rely on that. The bunker should be able to just rely on what they can see.
Yeah, of course.
I tell you what,
You know?
the biggest unfortunate no try was Bevan French. I mean, that was he was out by a millimetre.
Yes.
That was a sensational play. I think it was first tackle or second tackle or something.
off
and
the
that
scrum.
was
It was
rehearsed.
off the
that.
scrum, yeah.
French, so much speed.
Yeah.
And I thought, when I saw that, I thought, what a play. What a play. It was incredible.
Yeah, and look, and the strip that
Oh.
was penalised.
Yeah, again,
How
you're
bad
right.
was that?
That was
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
It was, and they're
Oh,
arguing
honestly.
about international rules about 2 on the strip. And I looked at the replay. I'm thinking, there's nobody there but one player.
Yep.
You
No,
know,
but I think
and
in
he's
England,
one-on-one strip.
in England, once 2 players are in, that's it. If
Right.
one pulls away, you still can't strip it,
Right.
which I actually quite like. I think once there are 3 players in, and you softened up the play, and you've got him tangled and everything.
Yeah.
I don't,
I don't
have a
particularly.
problem with that.
Well, I
But-
don't like the strip anyway. You know that, but
Yeah.
and there you have a
I like
code word for stripping and all that sort of stuff.
yes,
Yeah, they were atrocious decisions.
but generally, I thought Wigan were the better team.
yeah,
I thought throughout the
I didn't see
game,
enough of the game.
Oh,
they were the better team.
they were like I said, they were mentally stronger. Well, I don't know. See, that's just it. I don't think so. Penrith kicked deep. Wigan made no meters. Penrith kicked deep. Wigan made no meters. It was what really killed it was the atrocious Panthers kicking game close to the line. You've got Isaiah Yeo, Dylan Edwards, Nathan Cleary, genuine guys who can play football. They've got Wigan. At one point, they'd had 2 or 3 tackles on the line. They got a 6 again. They had another 5 at them, and then they died with the ball.
They died with it. And that happened quite a few
And
times.
I go, hang on a second. What you didn't set up for a play?
Yeah.
It was just like one out running.
But doesn't that mean? And the defence of Wigan was superb. So to
Oh,
me,
I'm-
Wigan were
In the
better
last
team.
20 minutes, the game was played between the 30 and the 30.
Yep.
There was
Yeah.
virtually no attacking in the 20, and I think the couple of times that Penrith had the ball in that 20, in the last 20 minutes in the 20 in the red zone, were from very few of the Wigan mistakes.
Yeah.
So I don't think they earned the right to be there anyway. So,
Well,
but they spilled the ball. in the end.
First half, the only time Wigan got out of their half was when Penrith were penalised
Right.
That's
for,
right.
for ruck
Okay.
infringements.
Yep.
Otherwise, they would not have
Yep.
left their 30.
All right, let's move off this, gentlemen.
All right, yep.
New NRO rules
Ugh.
this year.
Yes.
So can you
Um,
specify them?
Okay, so the first one is if you drop out and it goes out on the full or goes short or whatever, there's no penalty. The attacking team just gets the ball.
Do they get the ball at the point of the
No, they get the ball
infraction
from the
in
10
in
from the
front?
10-metre line.
But in front or over to the side where the infraction?
No, I believe it's in front.
Right. Okay.
What do you think? I don't like it. I think you're entitled to a penalty.
Yeah, I do too.
You know, because
Like,
you'd use those 2 points.
Yeah, well, what happens if you're attacking you're attacking the line? It's 3 seconds left on the clock. You go, well, they've got no chance here.
Yep.
Boot it out on the full. Oh, it's an accident. Straight out in front. You don't. There's. You know what? Everything in rugby league is about ball control.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's about controlling the tempo, the pace, the ball, the play the balls. Yeah, no problem. We can kick it out, make a terrible error, lose control totally, and there's no
But set our
penalty.
defensive
So you're saying the team that's kicking
out.
has got a 2-point lead, for instance,
Yeah.
and they just decided to kick it
Yeah.
out because
Well, they've got to
the worst that
defend
can happen
one
is-
tackle.
Yes,
Well,
they get the ball.
if it's late in the game,
Yeah.
or one set.
Yeah.
But you at least get to set your defensive line on your line.
Absolutely.
No,
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree.
taking away the option for a penalty.
Yep.
will hurt a lot of
I don't think
teams.
that'll last more than a year.
Probably not.
Yep. So I think it's a terrible idea. I think you get rewarded for good play, and rugby league is about penalties for bad play, and that's a bad play that doesn't get a penalty.
So the other rule I understand is that you can no longer push players forward. Now I'm not sure because I saw
in
that
the in goal.
No, well that's what I'm trying to work out.
Yeah.
Whether it's in the in goal or whether it's on the field, because I saw it in a couple of times with the Charity Shield and it wasn't picked up.
Yeah.
But my understanding is the new rule says you're not allowed to push players.
Right.
To play with the ball, you're not allowed to push them forward.
Yeah, that makes no sense. You shouldn't be able to touch the player. Like as far as after they're tackled.
You mean your own player?
Your own player.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about your own player.
Yeah. Well,
So
nullify.
you know how they
ability.
sometimes get behind them and
Yeah.
push them forward, trying to get them through the ruck.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a grey rule for me.
I think it's too grey. You can't. Yeah. And the other rule change is the running lines off the kicker. You can't run a line now and stand in the line while they're kicking. Let's see how that gets policed throughout the year.
Yeah, that won't
you
be.
can't have a totally ambiguous rule.
No.
Yep.
That the three of us who love the game will be watching and call it three different ways.
Yeah.
And then the poor old ref in the middle of the field is going to get blasted because if it happens against one of our teams, we'll be blowing up deluxe.
And it did happen in the World Club Challenge, and
Yep.
but the guy stepped into him.
Yeah, you can't step.
And you can't do
Hang
that.
on, but he didn't get penalised for that.
No, he didn't get
He
penalised.
didn't get penalised. He stepped straight. That was off one of the
No,
tries.
they did get penalised.
That was off one of the tries where Wigan had the ball, were attacking the line, and the player and the ref said, "I just want to check if there's interference." The bloke took 2 steps sideways, put his shoulder in and down, and he goes, "Yeah, no, that was no interference there."
Yes.
I mean, you've got. Sorry, I feel for Penrith on that one. Anyway, yeah, but I want to see how they're gonna control that.
They're not. I don't think they can control it at all.
Yep. Agreed.
Because where is the point at which you say it's not a penalty? Is it when you're standing beside the player with the ball, playing the ball, or 3 steps back?
You know, if you're Jake Trbojevic and it takes you 25 minutes to get down the field and you're just having to jog past him, what is that a penalty now? Hang on, Jake will never make any tackles.
Well, that's the downtown rule, which we're going to talk about a bit later.
All right. Anyway, continue on.
So anyway, so there's the
All
3.
silly
I don't
rules.
think they've changed a lot. They're just the 3 that I know.
They're trying to tidy things up, and I get it, but when it's ambiguous, it's just going to
because then it becomes like rugby, and it just becomes too technical.
And it puts more pressure on the ref, and that's the thing that we're hating. There are inconsistencies.
I agree.
All right. Yep.
So next week we're going to do our top 8s.
No, this week we're going to do a top 8.
Oh, we're going to do a top 8 this week.
Now.
All right, we're going to do it now. Brian, what's your top 8?
My top 8 is...
Steve thinks he's in charge.
Steve thinks he's in charge.
Steve pretends he's in
Look,
charge.
he sent us around. He said, we're going to do a top 8. We all go, yes, and Steve goes, we're going to do it next week.
No,
we're doing it now.
Tom was complaining about not doing it tonight
That's
at all.
because Tom doesn't put it on the line. He wants to see the form
Tom
of the
wants to do it
teams
next
first.
No, I
Panthers.
I've got the text to show
Listen.
you want to do it next week.
Listen.
What's my light on?
Oh, yes, I did, because I wanted to see what the form was.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
right.
Can you
Panthers.
admit that on the camera?
He just
said
did. Panthers.
What?
Broncos. Sea Eagles. Roosters. Warriors. South Sharks. Knights.
Wooden spoon.
Hang on, let me just scroll down. Oh, Tigers.
Grand final winner.
Manly.
Okay. Sorry.
We're going to beat I've been saying this since last
lucky,
year.
It's lucky we can laugh at each other and at ourselves for these things with the rubbish that you come up with. Sorry, give me your top 4 again.
Top 4. Panthers, Broncos, Sea Eagles, Roosters.
And your next 4?
Warriors, Rabbitohs, Sharks, Knights.
Okay, send those to me this week. We'll put them all together and see. Tom, yours.
I just realised
You can't find them.
I left the Broncos out. I've just put them in. Sorry. I was doing it while I was working today. Sorry. Panthers, Roosters, Broncos, Manly is my top 4. Storm, Knights, Warriors. Actually, I put the Rabbitohs above the Sharks. You'll just scrape it.
Oh, so you don't have the Storm or...
I have the Storm in 5th.
you have the Storm.
I
I don't have the Storm.
Okay, same again.
Panthers, Roosters, Broncos, Manly. Storm, Knights, Warriors, Rabbitohs.
Storm, Knights, Warriors. Okay.
Okay. Did you say Rabbitohs? Yeah.
I did. I was
Interesting.
taking pity on him.
He is, because he's been saying all
Yeah, no,
He doesn't
I'm
make
still not
sense of
convinced.
See,
I'm
well,
still
see
not
that's
convinced.
just it. If you were to ask me, I would tell you a different 8. But I went through and used the ladder predictor, and I went, "Oh, how are Souths up there? And how do the Dragons not have the spoon? They're the worst team in the comp."
because the Tigers are a little bit worse.
So
Yeah.
are we picking our spoon, are we?
Yeah. And who's your spoon?
Who's your spoon?
My Tigers.
Tigers.
Oh.
And your grand final winner? Go on, say the Roosters. Go on, just balance it up here. Say the Roosters.
Look, I'd like to see the Roosters win, but I can't see it from this far out. I think the Broncos are a real chance.
Ooh, that leaves an ugly taste in my mouth.
Oh, me too. But I think they may be hurting, like you said, maybe smarting. Yeah, I'd hate to see them win, honestly. I don't want Panthers to win 4, of course. I'm done with them.
Done with them.
Depending on early form, I could see Manly close.
That's right. If Tom,
So if Tom plays,
Sir
Manly
Tom.
will go well. If Tom doesn't,
Saint Tom,
wooden spoon for Manly.
No, we'll go averagely.
like last year. Where'd you finish last year? 11th.
Yeah, pretty average.
Yeah.
And Steve, yours.
All right. I've got Broncos, Panthers, Rabbitohs, Storm. Top 4.
Well, he's got so many wrong there. It's not funny. Yep. Continue on.
Well, I've got the same as you in
You got
one of
2.
them.
Yeah,
2.
2.
Okay. And then Eels, Sea Eagles, Roosters, Warriors.
So no Knights,
No Knights.
no Sharks.
No Sharks.
Sharks are just outside for me.
See, how do you see the Storm going well? I'm both like so.
Uh,
So I haven't picked the Storm. I haven't picked the Storm in the top 8, and I've done that because as I've looked at it, I've gone. I actually don't know whether they've got the firepower.
Who they lost?
Yeah, I was about to ask that.
Yeah, but
But no,
man,
yeah,
but
They
live-
just keep doing
they-
it every year.
But I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
I'm not-
last year they were a top 4 side.
I'm not
They've made
convinced.
few
Top five last year, I
changes.
think.
I'm not convinced.
Top 5, whatever.
Top five.
But they've made few changes.
I'm not convinced.
Yeah,
No, I'm not
but-
convinced.
Yeah, but when you wear that hat, you just don't know what you're talking about anyway.
And
So-
you don't have the Sharks.
I don't have the Sharks. No.
That's a big call.
Well, I think it's a big call not have the Knights either.
Well, I've got the Knights.
I think the Sharks might take a step back this year.
I think they might too.
And Dally M?
Oh, jeez.
Tom.
Latrell.
Oh, you're kidding me, aren't you? That's just the funniest joke I've
my
ever
goodness.
Latrell.
heard. Oh, you're kidding.
Latrell.
Well,
Dally
it's as
M.
funny as me picking Luke Keary, okay?
Well, you
It's
can
got a
pick
better
him.
chance than Latrell.
And I got the Tigers as wooden spoon,
So,
not the Dragons. Tigers
And the grand final.
oh yeah.
Rabbitohs play who?
Broncos.
So Rabbitohs play Broncos. Manly plays Penrith, and who did you say?
Broncos and
Play Manly. Give me Manly.
And I want you to know that Greg Alexander has said Panthers and Bunnies in the grand final.
Well, Greg Alexander is
What does
wrong.
he know?
What does he know? Come on.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I think it's going to be. I think the difference this year is I think there's only 2 teams that are real standouts, and that's Panthers and Broncos. And the rest of the teams,
See, I can see the
Yeah.
Broncos coming back to the pack a little bit because they have lost.
Oh,
They have lost-
Flegler and Farnworth, they're big losses.
they're big losses too.
Capewell.
Yep. Capewell. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm not saying they can. I can see Penrith
I
coming
think
back to the pack as well.
Walsh is getting better and better. Selwyn Cobbo, if he fires at centre, will be sensational.
Yeah.
Got another question for you. Sorry, sick of talking about the Broncos. I hate them. You pick Parramatta in your
We
8.
have people who love
No,
the
they
Broncos.
don't. No one loves the Broncos.
Parra not going to make it.
Parramatta in the 8, Steve. Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I put him at about 10th. I think.
I've got them at 11th. Well, equal 10th.
Yep.
Why do you think not?
I think it's an ageing roster.
Nothing's changed.
I think over the last 2 years they've lost a bunch of players.
Yeah.
They haven't replaced like for like talent,
Hopgood was the best thing that they had last
and
season.
they pinched him from Penrith. But I just that when they lost Reid Mahoney and Papali, that team that they left behind just lacks something, and they're 2 years older. They scraped in last year. Did they scrape in last year? I can't remember. No, they did.
No,
they didn't. They didn't make it last year. They've added no depth, and now they've got suspensions with Mika Sivo. I don't think Brad Arthur is really. They've shown nothing new. I'm just not convinced.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, you're all wrong, but anyway.
Oh, and sorry, did anyone put the Raiders in their 8?
No.
Well, somebody on the radio said they might get the spoon.
Mate.
Jack Whiten is going to be a huge loss for them.
So who's the big improver this year?
In the 8? In all of them?
In the comp.
Oh, Manly.
Yeah, I actually think Manly will be. I've got them in my 8. I think they will be the big improver. Tom needs to stay on the field, but yes, I do.
So what about the bottom end of the ladder? A team that won't make the 8, but will improve this season.
Dogs.
No.
I can't see it.
Oh, come on, the dog. Seriously,
You can't buy a good team.
If
you can't.
Hang on.
You can't
excuse
buy a
me.
team.
Hang on. Do we all have Roosters in the 8?
You look at 1 to 7 in our club, and they've been there since they were 12.
Oh, please.
Oh, Luke Keary hasn't been there since he was 12.
Oh, you've singled out one person.
Dom Young hasn't been there since he was
since
12.
he was
Give it up. You guys
I can
just
give you a dozen
you
players.
make it up. You make it up as you go along, you Roosters. I think Titans. Titans will be the big improver outside of Manly.
Oh, I see that he's got his Des.
He's got his Des.
No, seriously, have a look at him. You know what the good thing about Des is? Des will come in and say, all of this mucking around with your fullback, that's Jaden Campbell.
Yeah.
Why has no one done that before?
Where's Brimson playing?
He's going to play in the centres.
Yeah.
He is going to be an absolute monster in the centres.
Yeah.
He's quick, he's fast, he's got great footwork.
Strong.
He can
Yeah.
he's
They're
going
the same thing, by the way. Quick and fast.
Sorry, I meant quick between the ears and fast on his feet.
Well, that's fast on your feet there.
He's he is going to be a sensational. We'll be talking about him as one of the best centres in the game by about round 8, I reckon.
Okay.
There you go. That's my prediction. All right.
We're
Next.
moving on?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. So, Brian, you posted today on our Facebook page from the Sidelines. Please, everyone go and have a look.
Yep.
Some questions about they'd like to bring up. So one was from Janelle. She wanted to know, do we like the downtown penalty?
Can you remind me what that is again?
Well, I think what she's saying is, how do you feel about those players that run downtown and then get penalised for it?
So what does that mean to run down?
Well, it means to be too far in front of the kicker, which means that you get down there first. But you still got to let.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but no. They're not offside until the player receiving the ball runs 10 metres.
Yeah.
So if they tackle them before that, they're offside. But at that point, they're onside.
Right.
So they're saying too many players running down.
I don't care. You got to stay 10 metres away. You stay 10 metres away.
Yeah, but I guess what we're saying is you don't want to have, okay, I'm kicking on the 4th, everybody run down there, and I'm going to kick to him, surround him. Yeah. But I think if they're not past, if they're not past the ruck, or if they're just past the ruck, I don't have a big problem with it.
No, you penalise it or you don't.
Yeah.
I don't care. Jake will never make any tackles if he has to stay back behind the kicker. So
he's a shocker.
He's not the quickest man on the field.
Okay, and from Steve, should the draw be broken into conferences? Yes, please.
At the moment, no. But I think if you're going for 20 teams, you have to.
Why not at the moment?
So I think it works at the moment. But I think 18 teams you go to conference.
Well, here's why it doesn't work at the moment, because not everyone plays everyone twice.
Yeah. Well, you have to have an even number of teams for that to really.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but I think there should be a balance to be. If we're going to grow the game and you're going to have more teams, you've got to have.
I'll tell you why we can't do it. It's because there's an uneven number of teams, and one of the comps gets a bye.
You bring in Papua New Guinea, or you bring in Perth, it balances out.
So
should it be done?
Okay. So
sorry, Steve. I didn't think they'd be so argumentative.
So why don't we just play each other once?
Because it's a very short season.
It's 19 rounds.
Okay, but we're playing 27 rounds in the normal league.
Plus you put some rep games in the middle. Who decides the conferences? Do I get to beat up on you guys twice a year or only once? Is it drawn out of a hat?
Well, it could be broken up between geographics.
No, who wants geographics? I want to beat Parramatta twice.
you could have a Sydney comp and an external comp, but I don't know if
That
that's a
doesn't-
good
Well, I
How
don't
does
think that
that
works
work?
because you can't have everybody travelling on one side of the conference and no one travelling on the other side of the conference.
You know what? It's problematic. You know what? We just need 22 teams, 21 rounds, 3 rep rounds, 4 rep rounds in the middle. Done.
You can't have 22 teams playing each other once and 4 rep rounds in the middle.
Why not?
Because it's an awfully long season.
Hang on, you just told me that we're playing 27 now. Make
Yes,
up your
that's
mind.
right. But you're saying 21 plus 4 is 25, and then you still got the semis on top of that.
Yeah.
So
But
you're
it's
now
already
up to
26 and then the semis.
Yeah.
But if you take
I'm saying
into
less.
consideration-
I'm going to take 3 games
He's
off
shortening
them.
the season.
But you've got to look at
What the heck
pre-season
are you
as well.
talking about?
How can you do pre-season as well?
What? Who does pre-season now? Did your team play any trials?
Yes, two.
Did your first grade team play any trials?
No.
No.
Yes, one. Hey, every one of those players played in the Charity Shield except for 1 or 2.
Or 3 or 4.
I can't. He's delusional. I can't talk to him when he's delusional.
Anyway, I like it. It should be conferences.
And Braddles has asked, what's the best suburban ground you've been to? And you can't answer your own clubs. That's really tough.
I haven't been to all the suburban grounds, so I've never been to Leichhardt. They say that's pretty good.
You know, I actually like Cogra.
I haven't been to Cogra either.
It depends on where you are. If you're standing, no. If you're sitting, yes.
No, I like standing on the hill. Well,
I hate it.
The last time I went to Cogra, though, I think Oak were a sponsor and everybody was just drinking milk. I don't know. I'll tell you which one I don't like. I don't like Belmore.
No, I don't like Belmore either.
Oh, it's horrid to get to.
I would actually say the best one is Parramatta.
Is that really
The new
suburban?
Parramatta.
The new Parramatta.
Is that really
Well,
suburban?
it's in the suburbs. It's in Parramatta.
It's a boutique.
It's a boutique
It's a boutique
stadium.
Oh,
Yeah.
please.
Paid for by our lovely government. That obviously
You
Parramatta
asked for which
supporters.
one was the best. I'm telling you.
And
that
Allianz
was
is
the
just a
best.
bigger version of that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
you
you
say
say I can't
Allianz.
pick Allianz.
Well, that's right. You can't
I
pick
can't pick
Solus.
Allianz.
It's not your ground.
Oh,
Your
yeah,
Accor.
but, sorry, Allianz is horrible.
Hang on. Did you ever go to Redfern? I've never
Several
watched
times.
a game of football at Redfern.
Several times, yeah.
That would be a shocker, I reckon.
It was terrible.
What about North
So you
Sydney?
think Cogra that was terrible?
North
Oh.
Sydney apparently is nice.
No, North Sydney's terrible.
North Sydney, you get there, you look at it, and there's the big tree and the picket fence,
Yeah.
and you're going, wow, this is lovely. Then you try and watch a football game there, and you
Yeah,
go,
and
oh,
it's, and it's
man.
over there somewhere
Oh, okay.
in the middle.
Yeah, because the hill's about that, so the
Yeah.
hill's like that. Oh,
Yeah,
it's terrible.
And there's usually a cricket pitch in the middle, isn't there? And they
Yep.
they
Oh,
land
yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I like
Marathon Stadium.
Marathon.
I don't think I've ever been there.
With
Yeah,
John
that's.
Jones.
I don't know whether that's suburban
I
ground.
realise I
guess it
haven't
is.
got many.
You don't go to
many
many,
grounds.
And I like
Been to Panthers Stadium.
Canberra,
I haven't been to
except for it's
Canberra.
really cold all the time.
Yeah, I didn't like Shark Park. I don't like I said, I don't like Belmore. I
Loves Brookvale.
absolutely hate Brookvale. Detest Brookvale.
It's a shocker to get to, isn't it? And then
Oh, it's lovely.
parking
To get
is
to.
just an
It's
absolute
lovely.
nightmare.
I love
Seriously.
going to
Parking
Brookie.
is a
How
nightmare.
there is not casualties in that stadium, I have no idea.
I love Brookie.
And sitting on the hill,
Oh, it's beautiful.
and you're basically melting.
Ah, melting.
Oh, you melt from the heat.
Oh, it's always raining.
No.
All right.
Sandcastle, no thanks. All right.
Yep.
I'm over it.
What else you got?
That's it. I'm done.
That's it.
His
That's
whole
all you got?
season's over. He's done.
That's it.
I'm finished.
His whole season's going to be over next week.
Dear.
I'd really like everybody to put on Facebook from the sidelines who's going to win the next the 2 games
Vegas.
in Vegas.
Yeah.
The Vegas games.
Go on. I challenge everybody to do it.
Yeah.
And I'll guarantee most of them put the Rabbitohs.
I don't think they will. I don't think they will.
I think they will.
No, I don't think they will.
I think they will.
People, are you smart or are you Rabbitoh supporters?
See, the thing is, Brian, you've got a lot of people on here who bag you out. I reckon they'll pick the Rabbitohs just to bag you out.
Look, it's not about... No. It's not about bagging me out.
You are insulting them that they don't actually have an objective mind about football.
That's right.
You were just
No.
saying that you're subjective.
No, I think
and
there
that
are
they're
some.
going to bag him out.
I think
because
there are
of
some
feelings.
who would prefer, who don't mind the fact I'm insulting him, who would still say against Brian anyway.
They're all Brian's best mates.
No, they're not. Am I allowed to swear at Mitch, by the way?
No.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Well, I don't know.
Does he work with you?
He used to.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, thank goodness he's
Well,
gone.
but you can say what you want, just don't swear at him. Say hello to Mitch.
Hello, Mitch.
There you go.
Does he watch the show though?
Yeah.
No, probably
He
not.
does. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to call this a close. Gentlemen, anything intelligent you want in the show?
Is that we better organise next week?
Oh, yeah, we were terribly.
No.
We had a planning meeting. Steve
one of
still
us-
stuffed it all up.
One of us were had it organised. The other two screwed it up badly.
Yeah.
But I won't mention names, Tom and Brian.
Planning meeting, nothing works, and
Technology.
total
What's
disaster.
planning meeting?
Unbelievable.
Where's our IT guy? Honestly.
Seriously.
All right, see you next week. Bye.
You wonder why I
Listen to the podcast. Look us up on
Your
Facebook.
famous line.
I
What?
just did.
No, you didn't.
What did you want to end the show? Intelligent you want to end the show with?
Yeah, I
You
didn't
said-
hear that.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, he was busy talking.
Yeah, I was saying, watch us on Facebook or download the podcast. Put us
on
out there.
Spotify.
Spotify. Yes.
Yeah, of course it's on Spotify. What else would you listen to us on?
Yes. And tell us how wonderful we are. That
Oh,
you're
don't
glad for
tell
us
us
to be
that.
back.
You're allowed to tell me how wonderful I am. Just
You know, it's quite lucky that most people don't watch to the end of the show. they don't need to hear this gibber.
all right.
See you all next week. Bye bye.
See ya. Thanks.